everyone. I'm Bonita from Pennies to Dollars, and that was my new car that you just saw. And part of my video today has to do with, again, the philosophy that time is money. I know that car looks really good. 67,000 miles on it. It was a new car to me. And I traded in my car with 268,000 miles for this car, and it's a 2012. But you can't tell by looking at it because it looks brand new. So the time is money thing to me is huge, and I wish we could grasp onto that as a society. So these are some of the things I want to tell you about time is money. For one thing, I went into a car dealership, which I absolutely hate car shopping. And because I had enough money to write a check for the car, because I had saved and I had lived frugally, I saved tons of time. I didn't have to fill out a credit application. I didn't have to wait for the credit application to be approved. I didn't have to fill out all of the paperwork that goes with getting a loan or sit there and wait for them to find different vendors to offer me a loan at different percentage rates. I also didn't have to get full coverage to cover my loan. This is something that I have done to save money over the years. I have always had liability insurance in my state. And if you have a paid off car, that's the minimum in the state of Kansas. I know a lot of people are scared of being insurance poor and they think that insurance is worth it. But just adding on comprehensive coverage was an extra $800 a year, just if I would hit a deer, $800 a year. And so I have always paid cash for these things. I feel like in the long run it has saved me money. But you can do what you think is best. But this is a way that I have been able to cut my monthly expenses, is that I pay cash for a car, I get liability only, and then I drive that car until the miles are high enough that I think, well, I probably should get a new car. This car was still reliable. It still started every day. It still always started when there was cold weather or icy weather or temperature below zero. It was always a wonderful car. But I had gotten high enough with some of the traveling that we do that I felt like I needed a newer car with less mileage. Another thing is, no one asks you the year of your car. When you go out to work in the parking lot, does anyone stop you and say, what's the year of your car? It doesn't matter. It looks new. No one knows it's a 10-year-old car. The only person that really asks you the year of your car is your mechanic. And even he has to ask you the year of your car. So that's kind of my thinking on this is, does it matter if it's a 10-year-old car? No one can tell but me. And it doesn't matter. And it being a 10-year-old car also saved me a lot of money on my insurance. The newer your car, the more it costs you. And if you get a loan, then it costs you even more for insurance, for all of those things that go into buying a new car. So I want this to be encouraging to you. I was able to save the money to write a check. You can do that too. A lot of times we think having a car payment is normal, and it is not normal. It's something that society has conditioned us into thinking that it's normal. I heard a lady say the other day that once she paid off her car, she thought it was time to get a new car. She just thought that that's the way that things were done. But they don't have to be like that. That is something that society has made us think that we need. Every year at the end of the year, they're selling off their last year's models and coming out with the new models, and people are going and trading in their car. I even had a salesman go so far as to tell me that he had traded in his used VW Jetta for a newer VW Jetta that looked exactly the same color, same everything. He showed me the pictures and said, look, you can't even tell the difference, but it's a newer year. Why would you do that? You have more insurance. You have more costs with redoing the loan, redoing the paperwork, repaying that initial fee. Like, just to do my paperwork was $299. But if I would have had to have gotten a loan, there would have been additional fees on there. Why would you do that? And he thought he was being smart about it. But I'm sitting there thinking, I would have never done that. Why in the world would you do that? Let me know what you think. Would you have traded an exact same car just to get a newer year that only you knew was newer? I don't understand. So I hope this is encouraging to you. If you don't have a car payment, you're able to save money for your next car. And by saving money for your next car with what you would normally make for a car payment with interest, you're able to actually save yourself a lot of money in the future, and your future self will thank you for it. Have a great day, and thanks for listening.